Hi guys, what's up? Carl here, and today I have another interesting video. I actually wanted to talk about how I even got into conventions. So as many of you know, I go to conventions, anime conventions. I have been doing this since 2015. It's been actually 4 years, if not longer, and I really want to talk about how I got into conventions, because this is a pretty interesting story, in my opinion. Also, a lot of people keep asking me why I know everyone, so now you'll know why. In 2014, I was going through a phase where I was in a group where people started to kind of stop hanging out with each other. People started to get into fights and people didn't really hang out anymore. And I just kind of stopped really going outside. I really didn't do that much anymore because at that point in time, I didn't really go to school anymore either. I finished school and after that, I just kind of didn't really do anything. Also, I had no job. And I really just didn't really have anything for me. And then I started to work, but aside from working, I didn't really do anything aside from work, which was a pretty depressing period in my life, honestly. I wasn't depressed, but I was kind of not happy. So let's just say I was not that happy. And at the time, I started to be more on the internet, obviously, because I didn't really have anything to do. So I stumbled across this community called the itsTheCarlChannel community, which is basically a community with people covering Vocaloid songs and joining chorus battles. So what is a chorus battle? A chorus battle is basically a battle among groups with vocalists. They basically make a video or make a tournament. You could literally just, anyone really could do it, but yeah, you had these online battles and tournaments and whatnot, competitions with groups of people that could sign up and be a singer in that group. And you collaborate with all kinds of people on the internet, and they're from everywhere in the world, honestly. And they compete against each other and win different things. I don't know. I've never been in a group that won, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So I started listening to a lot of itsTheCarlChannel and their chorus battle entries because they were very good covers, not gonna lie. If you're a fan of Vocaloid songs, but you don't really like the robotic aesthetic, the robotic sound, and you want a human to sing it, well, look for any itsTheCarlChannel or itsTheCarlChannel out there. Basically, itsTheCarlChannel is basically the YouTube version, I guess, of an itsTheCarlChannel, which is basically a singer or an artist or a performing person in the Japanese language. So how did I find that community? Well, basically, I was into animation a long time ago already. I've been animating since 2011, I think, because I was a fan of certain animators online on YouTube, and I wanted to be on that level. I wanted to be able to make shit that looked like actual anime. That was really cool in my opinion, and I really wanted to improve my animation and art. So I started drawing a lot, started animating a lot, and I stumbled across these two animators, and one of them was called klFiretears. He was around the same age as I was, and I was like 16, 17, and I was very, very inspired by all the stuff he could do and animate and draw that I really wanted to be an animator. After some years, he kind of quit YouTube. He quit his channel, he quit animating, and it was pretty sad. But he did mention that he had another channel where he was working on music and covers and stuff like that, which got me really interested to see what he was gonna do. So I subscribed to his channel called Crimson Rhapsody. Yeah. And he did a lot of covers there of anime openings and stuff like that, and it was really cool to me, which got me to stumble across one of his entries for a chorus battle. This is where I saw like 10 vocalists together and just having a cool avatar, cool character, and singing, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool, and I really wanted to do that. So I started making covers too. I was obviously shit, but I enjoyed doing it, and through that I still really did meet quite some cool people online, which got me into several groups. That got me into my first chorus battle group, and that's kind of how everything continued going. As I uploaded covers so now and then on SoundCloud, I actually started to get quite invested in SoundCloud, and I really liked being on SoundCloud for that specific demographic. And that got me into contact with some special person. I got a follow from someone, and back then getting any follow was very interesting. So I went to their SoundCloud, and it happened to be someone called Rimu. Now, I did not know anything about this person or what they did. All I know is that they did some itsTheCarlChannel covers. Basically, it's Vocaloid, but then with your own voice. Instead of the vocal samples of that person voicing that Vocaloid, it's basically your voice being basically the Vocaloid. She did a lot of Utao stuff, and I was like, all right, this is interesting. Then I found her DeviantArt, which I was very active on back then, and I saw she was a cosplayer. So I saw photos of her in cosplay, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool, because I didn't know any cosplayers myself. So I was like, oh, that's really interesting. Came to find out that she was from the Netherlands, which really got me more interested. So I was like, oh my god, that's awesome. So I started to hit her up. It's quite some stalkish shit, but anyways, that's how it happened. Got into contact with Rimu, and we became friends, and we started talking. So now and then we started actually joining course battles together, and it was very interesting getting to know someone like her, because I didn't really know anyone from the Netherlands, specifically in the anime community, like that. I didn't really know about all the stuff with cosplay and stuff like that. So what happened is that one day, Rimu had been shooting with someone called Kyra and Vichan, and I was like, okay, those are very cool photos of your cosplay. So I was very interested to see who made the photos. So I took a look at Kyra's Instagram, and I found out, okay, she's a cosplayer too. This is around the time where I only just got into Instagram, so it was really interesting to see all this stuff happening. So it was 2015 by now, and it happened to be that Kyra was also active in the Utao community. So I once hit her up on Twitter, I think, or something like that, and we started talking too. I had conversations with Kyra before, and I had conversations with Rimu pretty often actually, and I'd actually talked to quite some people that are based in the Netherlands, around the Utao community actually. That's kind of what got it started. It was 2015, it was beginning of the year, and then Kyra was like, okay, so there's gonna be a con sometime soon, it's gonna be TsunaCon. Maybe you can come too, and we can see how things go. And I was like, oh wow, okay, that's interesting. How much is a ticket? And a ticket was not that expensive. So I went there, I decided to meet up with Kyra on the train. We missed each other. I did not recognize her in cosplay, and she did not recognize me. So we kind of passed by, but we got to meet at the con later. If you have not seen my first con video, go check out my first video on conventions, which is my TsunaCon 2015 video. It's my very first video on this matter. It's not really a con vlog, it's more like a review type of thing where I show like several things from the convention and stuff. But it was very well received, and people really did enjoy that video, and I really enjoyed seeing how people enjoyed that. So with that being said, from then on I was hooked, and I was like, okay, I want to do more stuff like it. After that, went to a bunch of cosplay meetings that I heard about, where I met a lot of people that I still talk to right now or today are actually people that I met in early 2015. And from there on, it just went into this freaking obsession where I had nothing else to do in my life at that point. So all I did was like working, and then spend my money on going to conventions and meetings and other cities and stuff like that, which was very new to me because my map of this country was very small. I had not been at many places in my life, neither have I traveled abroad a lot. So eventually Rimu also started this cosplay meeting in another city, and that was so busy. Like there was a lot of people there, and I met a shit ton of people. Actually, it got me into new friend groups, what I really needed around that time, and I met a lot of people, and from there my journey kind of went on. End of the year, I started making my own group, and that got pretty successful, and that dragged me all the way through 2016 and 2017. Met even more people, and you know the drill. I have cameos, so you know, if you are not familiar with cameos, it's a series where I basically go in depth about actually meeting all these people. So if you're interested in that, go to my playlist on my account and go look for cameos, because cameos has already 8 episodes, I think, and that's all 2015 content, so it's pretty detailed. Soon gonna be 2016 content, so be on the lookout for that. I think I hit all the points I had. It's not a very long story, maybe not that interesting, maybe it's a little bit underwhelming actually. Getting into the community was actually just a very random thing, honestly. It's weird because I had all my friends in the Netherlands all in the beginning, and then I started making friends online, and all my online friends from abroad actually got me in contact with people from here, which got me more opportunity to get more friends and more stuff to do here again, which was pretty crazy in my opinion. If people ever tell you that having online friends doesn't resolve to anything or doesn't do anything or whatever, don't listen to that, because I feel like online friends are the reason why I know that many people right now. I mean, I always knew a lot of people. That's something. It's just a thing I had ever since I was young. But as I explained before, 2014 was a year where I had like nobody or nothing really going for me. So yeah, definitely very interesting. Also, even through con people, I met a lot of people that aren't really associated with conventions. So it's not that all the people I know right now are people from conventions, but yes, the majority is. It definitely gets you to meet more people. It's very, very much a snowball effect. It's a domino, honestly. You know, like that person, you meet that person, you meet that person's person, you meet that person's person, you meet that person's person, you get it. I'm not sure if anyone likes this video at all, but if you do, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, give me a comment, let me know your story. How did you get into the how did you get into the community? How did you find out about conventions in general? I had like 2 friends going to conventions and telling me about it, but I didn't know anything about it until I met Rimu and other people. So that's kind of what got me in depth. That's kind of how I am here right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed that and found that a little eye-opening. I don't know. I tried. So yeah. Talk to you guys in the next video. Getting worse and worse in ending these. But yeah.